to stay. On your path the truth unfolds, guides will whisper stories told. Let your journey now begin, in the magic let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Moon of infinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello everyone. Welcome in. Jasmine, if you donated, then I just need to know your questions. Because I do have plans today, and I see that you said that you won't be able to speak until later on, so I need to know at least your questions, because I'm not going to be able to hang around for a long time to wait on you to post those. So if you can get those sent over to me, that would be really, really great. And if not, I'll just have to catch you next time. Michael, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Please make sure if you dropped a question, you're liking the live stream. We're going to get started on the free questions here in just a second. All right, this is for Nat. I am getting a yes for Nat, the Wheel of Fortune. All right, this is for Andressa. I have a yes for you, King of Cups. You're welcome, Nat. I'm getting a no for Brick, Scorpio Bricks. 4 of Pentacles. This could be a timing thing, like maybe the time frame isn't correct. 4 of Pentacles. If you are thanking me for your question, you are welcome. I'm just working through the list right now, so just bear with me. I have a no for Brittany, 10 of Wands. All right, this is for Michael. I have a yes for Michael, Page of Swords. This is for Anna. Hey, welcome in. Thank you for the sub. You're welcome, Michael. All right, so Anna, I got a 7 of Cups, which is a maybe for me. But whenever I get a maybe, which is rare, I do like to ask, like, which way are we leaning? Are we leaning to, like, more likely yes or less likely no? And I'm getting less likely no. So it is still a maybe, meaning that this energy could change. But if you were looking for a yes or a no for me, I have to lean towards a no. Okay. I have the 7 of Cups and the Devil. All right, this is for Crystal. I have a no for Crystal, 10 of Swords. So Crystal, that was a very loaded question, but I got a no. So your question kind of is like 2 questions in one. You want to know if your ex is romantically or intimately involved with multiple people. So this could mean that he's not involved with multiple people, he's involved with one. You're asking, is he involved romantically with anyone else while emotionally connected to you? And I'm getting a no, but maybe he's not emotionally connected to you anymore and he is romantically involved with someone else. So I am getting a no. So there's some aspect of your question that is a no. I just don't know what part. So making sure moving forward, you're very clear with your question. I wouldn't confuse it too much with too many details because in spirit typically does not know how to answer that. Okay. All right. We are moving to the Gemini. You're welcome, Crystal. Gemini, I'm getting a no, the moon. Marissa. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. I appreciate it. Marissa, would your house be cleaner if your boyfriend didn't stay with you? A couple cards came out. I have the Two of Pentacles and the Temperance. I think that they're saying generally yes, but I think that there's also going to be times where it's going to be what it's going to be. So I'll say yes. We'll say yes. All right, let's see. Sienna rephrased her question. Will there be a love offer first from someone for you this year? 2025. I'm getting a yes, Page of Pentacles. You're welcome. All right, last free yes, no question is going to be Margaret. And then we are moving on to donations after that. Donations are open. If anybody missed the free list, they can send $5 for their yes, no question if they want. I'm also offering $8 minis and $13 in-depth reading. If you want the best bang for your buck, do a BOGO. You can ask 2 questions. I have a yes for Margaret, Queen of Swords. Hey, Taka. In depth and yes, no. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so will you see Jade tomorrow? Will Taco see Jade tomorrow, Saturday the 13th? Well, I am getting a yes, 4 of wands. You said you saw him today, but it seems like all week you keep missing opportunities to have solo time. Tuesday he offered you a ride, but you had to stay. Ugh. Why? Why are things interfering? Today he stopped by, but obviously I couldn't leave because it was only me and my manager on the shift. I was like, why does he keep coming at awkward times? I feel like he needs to check with you. Like, I know that's so obvious, but I feel like he almost needs to check with you first. Here's what I think is happening. I think he's just trying to maximize his time with you, and so he's picking every opportunity he possibly can. But unfortunately, like, life is happening and kind of getting in the way. What are his next actions? Actions. Give me a second, Taka. All right. I was responding to someone on Instagram. Okay. Next actions. I have the 8 of Pentacles, and like generally that just means work. Like if you were to ask a tarot reader what is the 8 of Pentacles, they would say like work. They would say like Jay may be focusing on putting work towards this connection. So this is the card of effort and work towards the relationship with you, the desire to build something of value. Eight of Pentacles is like the energy of, really putting your best foot forward so that way you can have something that you can step back and be very proud of. So this is kind of maybe Jay's way of taking initiative or constructive steps towards you, basically. I feel like he is like his actions involve a mix of focused efforts, but also like impulsive communication and emotional desire. So with this, it's making me feel like you're probably gonna keep seeing him. Hey Naisha. Yes, because I've got plans tonight. Naisha, I have your donation. Thank you. So I feel like Taka with this, he's probably going to keep swinging by unexpectedly because of that like impulsivity that he's feeling with the Knight of Swords. I really feel like the reason he's doing this is because he's trying not to be super obvious to figure out like what you're doing, but he's trying to create opportunities to see you and to spend time with you. And I bet you he's just as disappointed as you are that certain things are just kind of getting in the way. Um, but I feel like he's motivated, okay? He is wanting to like the Knight of Cups, 9 of Cups is here and it's like the wish card. So it's like he's going to be acting in a way that fulfills his needs and his wants and his wishes. So essentially it may not align with like what you have going on, but he's like, I'm going to still try. I'm going to still try to make this thing happen. I do have the Tower here. This is not necessarily his action. However, there is an unexpected element to this card, and also it can indicate that there might be like circumstances beyond your control that potentially get in the way of this, but his actions are to stabilize things. He is looking to pursue you. He's looking to put effort into this. So I think you'll continue to see him. I think you'll continue to hear from him. Even if the timing is not essentially ideal, he's going to do what he can because he is invested in this and he feels like it's worth continuing. Now, after a couple more attempts of spending time with you one-on-one, if it's not working out, he may pull back and reflect on like an adjustment. He might say, okay, I keep trying and things keep getting in the way. So maybe I should just communicate with her directly about this. And that is a more obvious, transparent kind of approach, which may be why he hasn't utilized it yet. But I also feel like he doesn't want his efforts to be for nothing. So I would say after like the next couple of attempts, if for whatever reason it's not, you guys still aren't aligning, it's just like not good timing, he might be more diligent about trying to sync your schedules up a little bit better. But Four of Swords tells me that he's definitely looking for that one-on-one time with you. This is feeling like action. It's feeling like maybe even impulsive action, but something that he's desiring is like wanting a shift in the relationship dynamic. And he's going to do things that he feels make sense in order to continue that. But overall, I feel like it's just momentum. Like he's saying, I just want to keep trying. I want to keep pursuing. I want to keep putting in effort into this because like I want to see it go somewhere. So it's like very much like mobile energy, like the Chariot. So Taka, that is what I have for you, friends. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Let's see. Is Jasmine back in the room yet? Naisha says yay to plans. Well, I'm happy I can be here for you. Naija, I have you for a BOGO, so I don't think Jasmine is in here right now, and she's next, but then you're after her. So if you want to go ahead and get your BOGO questions typed up, we can get started on those here in a second. Naija, you're the best. Okay, what is your question? What does Spirit want you to know? Let's see. How's work going, by the way? Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so, we're literally saying the same exact thing. That's so funny. It's going well. It's going really well. Dealing with a bit of allergies, but overall doing good. My brother's in town. He came in from Connecticut on Monday night. Oh my goodness. It was my sister's birthday this week, so we celebrated on Tuesday. And tonight my mom is able to make it, so I'm heading over to my sister's in a couple hours. That's why I'm on early, because we're gonna hang out, play games. We've been like really loving this game Werewolf lately. We played that on Tuesday. If you know like the game Among Us or Traders, the show Traders, or there's a game called Mafia, it's like the same idea. Like basically you have a quote unquote villain and you have to, and it's kind of like a murder mystery. You have to try to figure out who the villain is, and you each have a role to play, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I introduced it to my family, and like every time we get together they want to play it. I don't know if we'll do that tonight, but we did a couple rounds of that on Tuesday. It's a lot of fun. It is. It's so much fun. And also, like, if you have a lot of people, it's even more fun because then you can have multiple werewolves, meaning that, like, just because you get one out doesn't mean the game is over. Like, you can have multiple people be the quote unquote villain, and then you each have a role. So, like, there's a witch, for example, and she can poison and heal. There's a seer, so she can ask the moderator once a turn if someone is the werewolf, and then if they tell her yes or no, then, or he or she yes or no, then they can use that to try to convince people that someone is or is not a werewolf. There's a round table discussion where they vote someone out in hopes to get the werewolf out. And then at night there's a kill. Sometimes people can be healed. We added a new character called the Necromancer on Tuesday, meaning that if someone gets killed, we can bring that person back into the game. There's also one that I want to do. It's a medium where they can't bring the person back from the dead, but they can speak to them and ask them a question for a clue. It's just like a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You have to look into it, and you can make up roles. Like we added in the Necromancer, but you can literally think of any kind of character and you can make up the rules and add it in. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yes, yes, yes. And you want to play with like a good amount of people. I would say you want to have at least 5 people plus a moderator. I'm usually the moderator because I enjoy watching the chaos, but I will play in a round or two when we do it. Um, but yeah, if you look it up, and like my family gets really into it, like it gets heated. It's hilarious because people are so offended. And like it's a game that will literally make you not trust your family, like not trust your partner because you're literally lying straight to their face or they're lying to you. And but still it's a blast. It's so much fun. Okay. Lovely. Thank you so much. I got you, girl. Unless Jasmine comes back in, you'll be next. Lovely. I know you are not in any rush. All right, so let's get started, Naija. I think that they have like a simple explanation for that game, by the way, on YouTube if you look it up. But you can also get an idea if you ever watch the show Traders, like you could get an idea of like what it's about. Basically, the idea for the werewolf is to murder everyone. And if you're not the werewolf, you have to figure out who the werewolf is. That's basically the premise. But then there's like added layers of stuff, which is a lot of fun. And the more people you have to play, the more fun it is. All right. Yes, thank you, lovely. I know you're not in a rush, girl, but I kind of am. Okay. So we're pulling for you. All right. What does Spirit want Naija to know? Jasmine, hey girl. Can you please post your questions for me? What does Spirit want Naija to know? Thank you. I think I'm going to do a last call as well on donations. If you donated and you want to add on, that works for me. But any new donations coming in, I'm going to do a last call. Ooh, lots of major arcana. I feel like you kind of have like a little 4-leaf clover in your life right now. Like you have a lot of luck and like good things surrounding you. I'll explain. I have the Wheel of Fortune. And so it's like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like no matter what happens, no matter what you land on, like imagine spinning a wheel. It's like every single category, no matter what it lands on, would be like fantastic. The wheel of, so like if you've been feeling like down in the dumpster, like a little stagnant lately, because I do have the Hangman here, I feel like your luck is about to turn around. Because the Wheel of Fortune speaks to good fortune, it speaks to good luck, right? This may even be a good time to like play the lottery or something. I'm not going to offer that advice. I'm just going to make that suggestion, but I feel like you have like a little extra like oomph around you. And then not only that, but I have the 9 of Cups, which quite literally means your wish is coming true, wish fulfillment. So I feel like there's like a little bit of like a little bit of a 4-leaf clover happening. I feel like Spirit is trying to help things move forward for you, whether it's, love or it's establishing something in your day-to-day life. If it's, looking for a house, getting engaged, something to do with work, etc., etc. I feel like Spirit is saying that you have a little extra luck going on right now, like things working out for you. I also have the Fool, which speaks to new beginnings. So there could be like some kind of shift happening as well for you, where you are maybe closing out some things and then kind of like starting or transitioning into like a new place. Because the Fool is the start of a journey, and it talks about how you may have feel like you lived many lives, not literally multiple lives, it can be, but just in this life in particular, feel like you've done a lot. And it's like much respect to what you've been through, but at the same time, you're ready for something new, and you're ready for, like, you just don't want to carry that baggage into this new journey of yours. Like, you're kind of like, I want to move about freely. I want to feel free from this, some type of liberation, and essentially like moving forward. So whatever this is, you're maybe taking the lessons, but you're really wanting to just move forward from it. Spot on as always. Let's see. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This speaks to great opportunity. Ace of Pentacles is like kind of like an upgrade. For lack of better description, it's like an upgrade in your material well-being. So when we're talking pentacles, we're talking about the things that are tangible in the earthly realm. This is like the material goods, the material wealth. So essentially, maybe some type of opportunity with your money, your work. You might even, this is even like the card of acquiring wealth or materials, kind of just randomly, like something might just kind of fall in your lap. And this can be something as simple as you've been needing something in your house, and like someone being like, hey, I have this brand new thing I'm never going to use. Do you just want it? Like, this is about acquiring or inheriting something, some type of opportunity. Let's see. Anything else that she needs to know, please? Anything else? Jasmine, I have your question. ChatGPT gave you some highly actionable steps to get the business off the ground. It's really before it's time. Yeah, I do remember saying that. And sometimes it's just so hard when you can kind of see something so far ahead and other people aren't really there, or they're not ready to see that kind of vision. It can be difficult for you. It's like 3 businesses within one, but you're doing one at a time. Are you branching out as well? I see here with the 8 of Wands, Nyasia, that you have clear paths ahead. No obstacles. Any obstacles are behind you. So with this card, this deck I'm using, it's like basically someone who is walking ahead of the storm. So maybe the storm is heading in your direction, meaning like if there's any blocks or obstacles, it's like behind you. So this could be literally you staying one step ahead of any kind of obstacle that could be coming your way, or it can literally just mean that you don't have to worry about any blocks or obstacles because you're ahead of it. Does that make sense? Like, regardless, it's not in front of you, it's behind you, and your path forward is clear. International. That's very cool. You have the devil in reverse. This makes me feel okay, because I was thinking partnership. I feel inclined to tell you keep this business to yourself. But if there happens to be some kind of investor and you feel like you vetted them and you feel like you trust them, I do feel like there would be a good partnership for you in the future. I don't know if that's something that's going to happen right away, like right now. But I feel like Spirit is saying keep it to yourself. Make this business your own until you found like that perfect match for you, because the devil is in reverse, making me feel like there's someone here, in the future that is going to have your best interest at heart and is going to be a good partnership for you. You will know who that person is when the time comes. Did you have any follow-up question for me, Naija, about this reading in particular? Anything that I said that you want clarity on? It fully resonates. You always deliver. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Spirit, as well, for your assist on that reading. Okay, Naija, well, it was so good to see you. Yeah, we'll be in touch. Thank you, Naija. I hope we have a good time. I'm sure we will. I will see you next time. It's always good to see you as well. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be in touch. I'll probably end up emailing you in the next week or two and give you some updates on life. All right, talk then. Have a good evening and weekend. All right, so this next reading is for Jasmine. Also, guys, so sorry for like the heavy breathing if that's been happening, because I can't breathe. I've been on allergy meds, but I went outside today and I feel like I'm having really bad allergies. I'm okay. I just can't breathe through my nose very well right now. All right, let's get to shuffling for Jasmine. Hey, lovely. You're next after this, friend. Thank you for checking back in. Are you working right now? I noticed earlier when I was creating the broadcast that you were also working. But are you still? Oh my God, no, not dry eyes. That's the worst. Jasmine's not working anymore. Okay, perfect. You're waiting for food. That's so funny. I had a peanut butter and jelly before I started this live stream. It's so good. It was so good. Sometimes like a PB&J, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Every once in a while. And it's so simple and it's so good. And I use organic peanut butter and jam. And that like makes it somehow even better. Lovely. I'm sorry you're dealing with allergies. It's rough out here. Okay. So Jasmine says, is my coworker Bianca threatened by me? She's been acting weird. I'm doing a lot better when it comes to booking meetings. Perfect. Happy to hear that. Show me a yes or no, please. One card, no quartz, no arcana. One card. One card. What's going on? Why is she acting weird? You haven't had one in a while. It's one of those things you kind of forget about, and then when you remember, you're like, oh yeah. Jasmine, you're having a hard time, aren't you? All right, why is she being weird? Why is she being weird? Is this personal? Is this personal? Jasmine, I'm so excited for you. Is this something going on in her personal life? Is there something going on in Brittany or Bianca's personal life? All right. I'm getting a no on threatened. I wouldn't say you're particularly her favorite person, Jasmine. That's okay. Everyone's cup of tea. But I asked if this was personal with you, and I am getting a no. I actually got a double confirmation. I asked if that Bianca was going through personal issues separately that might be putting her in like a weird place with you, around you, interacting with you, and I am getting a yes. I have the King of Cups and I have the Emperor. It was a team effort. I'm just so happy for you. Oh my god, I cannot. Now with the Emperor and the King of Cups, it can indicate that she's having an issue with an authority figure. So this could be an authority figure at work, or this could be her own father figure, or it could be like her husband if she's married, or her partner, something along those lines. She's having her own personal issues that seems to be reflecting externally in your direction. And I would go as far as to say, like, there might be other people who feel this way around her the way that you're feeling. You're not the only one necessarily. I wouldn't say she's like flat out doesn't like you. I would just say you're not necessarily her cup of tea. Like she tolerates being around you. Maybe she feels like you guys don't have much in common. It doesn't mean that you can't change her mind. Maybe she just doesn't have interest in getting to know you on a personal level. But I don't think it's personal. Like I don't think she's intentionally trying to make you uncomfortable. Do you get what I'm saying? I just think she has her own personal thing going on right now. It either has to do with her partner, her husband, emotions that she's processing with a father figure, like an uncle, grandpa, father, or authority figure, maybe even at the job. But the Emperor has to do with like typically a masculine energy. And we also have the King of Cups. So maybe someone that she feels like she has like a deep reverence for or something. She does one upmanship to you. It's a weird vibe. That could just be her own issues. Okay. I wouldn't take it personally if it were me. And also, I would recognize the cards are indicating that she may be this way with you, but you're not the only one that has ever felt this way with her. She just kind of gives off like this weird vibe in general. Does that help answer that question before I move on to the next one? Okay, perfect. All right, let me shuffle these cards back into the deck real quick. And you said, how will your family react to you moving out completely? You haven't told them you found a place. Okay. All right. How's family going to react to her moving out completely? Are you telling them, are you going to just move out? And then tell them afterwards, or are you going to tell them like today or tomorrow? Sorry, I'm yawning. Yeah, I got you. Well, no surprise here. You have the devil, and you also have the judgment card. So, okay. This is what's running through my mind. Okay, like I feel like I'm kind of channeling the energy. First of all, I feel like each family member has a different level of intensity when I say this. So like for instance, your mom might be really annoyed that this is happening because she doesn't want you to, I guess, flourish, especially on your own. Maybe your stepdad, for example, might be like feeling the same way as your mom, but like not as intensely. Maybe your younger siblings might be feeling the same way your stepdad is feeling, but less intensely, etc., etc. Like I feel like when I'm looking at them, I'm looking at like different levels of these feelings. Conclusively and generally, I would say that you have majority of the people who are not, they don't have the capacity or ability to be happy for you. There is a judgment card. So something is telling me underneath it all, one of your family members is happy for you. Somebody here is happy for you. It might be the brother that you're close to potentially, but also there might be some jealousy or like some envy here, because, you know, you're kind of forging your own path. There could be also like a mix of admiration as well that you're doing this, and maybe he's wishing that he had the courage to do the same. Your family might feel like you're pulling away from them. I think that this is sudden and unexpected to them. The Tower is here meaning that there's going to be some shock as well, like shock factor or whatever. Um, so it's like, I think there's different levels to it, okay? Each person is going to be feeling a little bit of a different way. Your mom does not have the capacity to be happy for you externally or internally. Like, she is going to be like, fine, good riddance. Like, I think she's going to maybe try to act like it's fine, but I think deep down she's going to be stewing, cuz here's the issue with your mom, and she just is like a walking confliction regardless. She does not want you to flourish, and she doesn't want you to like go forge your own path, but she doesn't want to live with you either. So it's like you can't win with her. It's very much like a catch-22. And that's kind of the energy that I'm tapping into right now. And your stepdad might be like feeling the same way as your mom, but might be like, whatever, good riddance. Like, at least she's moving out. Like, at least she's going to do her own thing. Like, just let it go or let it be, whatever. So he might be a little bit happier than maybe she is, because she has like this jealous streak in a sense. And then your one of your brothers might be just like confused and like surprised and shocked and like, what the heck. And then you got another brother who's like underneath the surface of it all, probably happy for you, but probably won't show it. And it might come across a little bit indifferent, or feeling like you're being judged by the family. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I I feel like you're going to be kind of like the topic of conversation. Your mom might be the one that's kind of leading the charge to basically just talk shit about this, but I feel like there's a lot of opinions, and I feel like there's a lot of judgment. And I feel like you're met with like more acceptance from certain people, and I think certain people you're met with resistance. And the devil here is indicating that at least one of the people, and again, I'm going to just use my ego instead of my intuition here and just assume it's your mom, that she's going to remain very much attached. Like, I feel like she likes having her teeth sunk into you. Like, she likes having her claws in you. She likes being able to give you whiplash with, I don't want you here anymore. I don't want to live with you anymore. Versus, I don't want you to leave because I don't want you to have a better life. So, yeah. And this is why it was so hard for me when I first pulled the cards to give you like a blanket statement, because I don't think that each person is like feeling exactly the same way. I think each person's feeling a little different. Just be prepared essentially to be the topic of conversation. Be prepared for some type of phone call, text conversation, in-person interaction where your ears are burning because they're sitting there talking about this. And just try to take peace with knowing that you are making the next best step for yourself moving forward. Yeah, exactly. You forgot you were waiting. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Well, your next friend, I'll get started on you in here in just a minute. Yeah. It's a lot, because what was so funny is like when I pulled the cards, do you know what it sounds like in a cafeteria? Like, if you go to a cafeteria, like a food court or the mall or something, you can hear like people are talking, but you can't make out what someone is saying distinctively. It's just a lot of noise. But if you kind of tune in to like one one conversation, then you can start to like understand at least what that conversation is about. That is kind of what it felt like when I was pulling these cards. It felt like a bunch of noise, and it felt like once I tuned into your mom, I was able to get some information. I tuned into your brother, got some information, stepdad, etc., etc. But it was like I had to tune into like each person individually, because the way that the cards were coming out was like a lot of mixed emotions, mixed thoughts. And I was like, how do I explain what I'm feeling like in one lump message? So that's why I kind of like broke it down a bit, because I was like, I don't know how to explain this. So hopefully what I said makes sense. I think I did a good job. You were starting to feel guilty. Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. Jasmine, here's the thing. Even if you came from like the most supportive, nurturing, loving family, you still deserve to forge your own path, okay? So, like, you shouldn't feel guilty regardless. Good. Okay, I'm glad. So Jasmine, that is what I've got for you. Is there anything else you wanted to add on before I move on to the next person? Okay, yeah, you can add on for another one. I just have one person after you that I'll be working on, and then I think I'll be signing off once we finish up. Okay, what is your question? Oh my goodness. I woke up early today for a doctor's appointment, and I'm feeling it. And I had caffeine, so I don't know what's going on. Jasmine, if your question posted, I don't see it on my end, but if you're still typing, then that's cool too. I just wanted to let you know I haven't seen a question pop up. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I see a bump up in viewers right now. My list is closed for the night. We're just finishing up on our donations that we've got going right now. But I will be back again this weekend. I usually stream a little later in the night. This is very early for me, which everyone can vouch for. This is like abnormal. But I should be back at least one more time, either tomorrow or Sunday, maybe even both days potentially. So just stay subscribed and try to catch me next time. The beginning of the live stream, I offer free yes, no questions. All right, so you said your brother said some really scrappy things the last time you talked. You're not planning on going to his graduation. Do you see happening between us post me distancing myself from him? He basically blamed me for my abuse or the issues we have. Yeah, he's kind of stuck, Jasmine. I feel like how do I say this? Like demons. Do you know, and I don't mean literal demons, okay? I just mean like when you know like the expression when someone's like, "Oh, I'm like battling demons." Okay? Like it's kind of like this darkness on your soul where I think that he's kind of battling that. And I think that as the words come out of his mouth, he knows that wasn't the right thing to say. But in the moment, he felt like that's what he needed to say. And I feel like he's kind of stuck. It's almost like his pure soul is trying really, really hard to move forward, to progress, to do better, to be better. But for whatever reason, like it's staying trapped. Like I feel like your brother inside is like screaming for growth and evolution. And I feel like your brother has not recognized his own abuse. He does not recognize what he has been through. He does not recognize consciously the maybe influence and abuse that he has been through from your family. And I think that you potentially hold up a mirror to him just to basically say, hey, look, it's not just me. Look at what's going on with you. Look inside of you too. And I think that that's hard for him. It's kind of one of those things where, like, let's just say someone was, I'm trying to think of some kind of trauma that has happened. Like, let's just say someone had a certain trauma and they blocked it out because they weren't ready to process it. And then they meet someone who had a very similar story, but was very open about it, very free about it, very much, I'm going to therapy. I want to address it. I want to share my story. Well, that might trigger the person who's not ready to process their own trauma. And it's almost like when he like goes at you, he's like projecting. Okay. So he's not willing to recognize what he has experienced. And he would rather blame you for your own abuse and for your own situation and say it's your fault, because that's easier than recognizing the abuser and saying, okay, I actually did go through something very similar myself. If he can blame you, then he doesn't have to hold accountable the things he's been through. And I think that's kind of what you're dealing with right now. And I think that your brother doesn't necessarily believe the things that he's saying. He's just not ready to address his own problems, like his own trauma, his own things that trigger him that he's carrying in this life. Okay. And there will be, especially with siblings, like there will be some siblings who are in solidarity and they are basically like me, my sister, and my brother, where we are like that, where we've worked a lot on ourselves. We've rubbed off on each other. We all are healing. If a decision needs to be made with like our quote unquote abuser, we agree. We either say across the board yes or across the board no. We protect each other. And if one person doesn't feel comfortable with something, then none of us feel comfortable with something. There are some siblings out there that will do that. Then there might be a situation like yours where your brother's not ready to address and process the things that you have already seen and that you have already acknowledged. And he is on his own journey. And You will lead by example, but for him personally, he has to figure this out for himself. So whenever he says something to you, like this is your fault or you were the reason that this happened, it's his own inability to process his own trauma, and he'd rather just like throw that back on you for you to deal with it, because that's not something he's ready to do. And I feel like your relationship will mend. Let me see if this is going to happen before graduation, because I don't think it will. Will this happen before graduation? Not necessarily. I mean, here's the thing. A lot can change between now and then. And I have the Magician here, as well as the Tower and the Seven of Wands. Time can change things, but the issue that you have is needing his accountability, needing his remorse, needing his vulnerability and his apology. That is something I don't think you get before graduation. And so I think that ultimately is where your decision lies. Okay. What happens as they distance themselves? What happens as they distance themselves? Hanged Man. There's definitely going to be a period of pause, okay? The Hanged Man is literally like hitting pause on a situation. We have the Moon here, and that's basically like keeping to yourself your feelings, your thoughts, whatever. So I don't think communication is happening right now, and I think it's going to be a while before you guys get there. Spirit is showing that the nature of your relationship moving forward, it has more to do with him. Okay? It has to do with how quickly he's going to process everything that's going on. I have the Tower and the Six of Wands again coming out. I think that, well, what's the energy of the next year? Let's just see. Okay, so the energy of the next year is the Queen of Swords. This is you. This is you guarding yourself. This is you protecting yourself. You saying, I'm not going to go. I was planning on doing this for a long time. That's you. You're saying you can come close to me if you want to, but you're going to get cut. I'm protecting myself. I have a sword in my hand. Try if you want to, but I will defend myself if I have to. Queen of Swords is very critical. Could potentially be cold if they need to be, very blunt, direct, and honest, but that's because they're protecting themselves. And that's the energy of the next year. I think you're looking for closure from the situation, which you probably won't get in the next year. But I think that how this moves forward, which I do think eventually it will move forward with you guys. I don't think you guys are going to be like out of each other's lives forever. But the timeline is reliant on his ability to grow and evolve and change. So if he stays resistant for a year, 2 years, 3 years, etc., however long it is that he takes to work through these things, it is going to be that long for your connection. And I would say for the foreseeable future, at least until maybe June, July, or something like that, I feel like you guys are going to be in this place of indifference. I think you're going to be living your own life. You're going to let him do his own thing, because the issue that you have is that you're leaving this family dynamic for a reason. And if he's not going to be supportive, if he's just going to contribute to the toxicity, what is the point in maintaining contact with him? That's kind of where I think your headspace is. So he has to basically come back around with a different mindset. And I think until that happens, this is probably how it's going to be. But I think that you just need to continue to lead by example, because at some point, sense will knock into him and he will realize basically what he's done, what he said. And I think even on some level right now, he realizes as soon as he says these things to you, that it doesn't feel right to him. It doesn't feel right in his heart or in his soul, but he's like acting out because you are doing something that he's not ready to do. Right? Yeah, that's what I've got. He said you're over it. I can tell. With that Queen of Swords energy, I can tell you're over it. That's a very I'm so done. Like I couldn't be more done kind of energy. All right, girl. Well, good luck with your move tomorrow. I hope everything goes swimmingly. You're very welcome. Have a good night. I'll see you when I see you. All right. All right, we are shuffling for Lovely. Lovely wanted a channeled message, so we're going to see what we've got here. Hey, Chica. The best for last. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you are the best, girl. You are. But I just don't want to offend anyone. I actually love finishing a live stream out with a channeled message. I don't know why. It just feels so conclusive. I like it a lot. I had a lot of great readings today. It was nice. I saw Jasmine. I saw Naija. I haven't seen her in a while. Taka. Lots of regulars, but I don't know why. I feel good finishing out with the channeled message. I think because they're a little more what's the word? Energetically like labored. You know what I'm trying to say. And so it's always nice to like finish out with a sorry, my cat scared me. Finishing out with a channeled message, because then I'm like, okay, concluding. I'm done. I'm signing off. I wish that they weren't, just because I love doing them. Oh my goodness. I feel like I want a nap. What food did you order? We're trying to figure out what we want to do for dinner. I said carry out because I don't think anyone feels like cooking right now. You know what sounds good though? Soup. If it wasn't so hot today, I'd be like, let's make some soup. All right. Popeyes. You know, I think I like Popeyes better than like KFC. I haven't been to either place in a very long time, but my family was like raised us on KFC. Like my not like we ate it all the time, but if we did, I feel like you're either a Popeyes family or a KFC family, right? But I feel like I would have liked Popeyes better. Cause isn't that more like Cajun, like Creole? Am I like crazy? Isn't it more like that kind of vibe? I just felt like KFC was so bland. But I love Cajun everything. So if that's what it is, I would probably have liked that a lot better. You'll have it in 90-degree weather. Yeah, honestly, same. Honestly, same. Yeah, so like my family would do KFC, and I was talking to my husband about this the other day, actually, funny enough. And I was like, so were y'all like a KFC family or a Popeyes family? He was like KFC. And then for a while my bio dad was dating this woman who basically became our second mom, and she would always get KFC too. And I'm like, I never was raised on Popeyes, and I kind of wish that I was, cuz I feel like it probably has better flavor. Okay, Louisiana. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love carry out. I love cooking too. I love both. Oh dear. I can't say I love your emojis after you said that. I can't say if that has happened to me. I don't think it has, but at the same time, like I said, I haven't had it in so long. That's hilarious though. All right, I'm gonna get started to channel. I got your cards pulled. See what he says. Whew. How about 2 more ladybugs? Wait, hold up. So, God, was it on Instagram? I kid you not, I almost sent you a ladybug reel. Like it popped up on my feed and I was like, I need to send this to her. And I got distracted and I never ended up sending it. But it had to do with like fortune. Like it was talking about money. Like seeing ladybugs means like your like wealth is about to level up. And I was like, "Oh, maybe this is part of it." You said you were thinking about him both times. That's so crazy. I haven't seen any ladybugs at all. Maybe one this whole year. All right, I'm channeling a song. So the song that's channeling right now is Make You Feel My Love by Adele. So feel free to listen / read the lyrics of that song. But that is what I'm channeling. That's like the energy of this channeling. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. No worries. It's giving me time to channel, so it's all good. All right.
You want to scam on the boy from the ground? What you have transcends the rules.
My Instagram format on my iPad changed and just really confused the heck out of me, but we figured it out. So I'm going to go ahead and get this sent to you here. I had you confused too. Okay, good. Because I was like, where am I? What's going on? Okay. So he says, I want to wrap my arms around you and give you the biggest bear hug. And I was writing hug, but like I kept hearing bear hug. So I erased it and wrote that. Like I feel like he just wants to like really embrace you. He says, I want you to feel comforted by me and feel safe. I think I want this because I also want to feel that security with you. You make me want to feel more vulnerable and open to loving feelings. I want to be so enamored by this relationship that it grosses other people out because we're so in love. Not like in a bad way, just like a mushy kind of feeling where people are both sick of us and jealous at the same time. I want people to be like, get a room, lovebirds. I just want to feel that with you. I want to do the cringy couple things. I just really miss you. And like the images that were coming to mind was like, you know, canoodling, like at a restaurant, just the two of you guys kind of like laughing and having like your own inside jokes and like spending time at home, maybe, you know, watching your favorite shows. Like he's not even talking about physical, he's talking about intimacy. He's talking about the things that are so intimate that he could only experience with one other person. The night we went out, we were laughing because I told him my BFFs told me to share my location. And he specifically said, I'm just a big old teddy bear. That's okay. So like that feels like a synchronous, or not a synchronicity, but like a it feels significant. It feels like a confirmation, because I was like, why am I like, I felt like I couldn't move on to the next sentence until I specifically wrote bear. And it definitely felt like a teddy bear kind of vibe, just like the feeling of like comfort and like safety, you know? Wow. Yeah, I feel like he's kind of in his soft boy era, you know what I mean? Like I feel like he's kind of in that place where he's like, I just want to do lovey-dovey things. I just want to, I don't know, be cringy. Like he's just like in that place. So that's kind of cute. That is funny though. My sister and my brother-in-law had me share my location when I went out with my husband for the first time, and he shared his location with his sister too. So that's pretty funny. And what's funny about that is now I share my location with my husband. So it's like we went from being like stranger danger to like now protecting each other from stranger danger. Yeah, this is definitely a way different energy. Reminds me of when I first met him. Aww. I love that. You're welcome. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Enjoy your time off. Enjoy your weekend. Everyone else that is hanging out, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your nights. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye, girl.